It's a little small. Let's try this. There. Hey, what's up, Jace? How you doing, bro? We had a special request this morning for some pottery stream. Here we are. We are gonna try to make some bowls this morning, Jace. And once I get this here prepped, I'll show you the ones I made the other day. They came out really nice, although I did accidentally destroy one, putting my pottery stamp on it. Blew out the bottom. All right, what do we got going on here? This is what we made the other day. Got a little small vase here, nothing crazy. These are the bowls. This is my favorite. Really like the profile. Beautiful foot. I think this is some of my best work right here, to be honest. But what we want to try to do is make matching bowls. These are all just a little bit different. But they came out nice. I mean, I am pleased with how that turned out. This might be my best one. Check out my stamp. Check out my stamp, guys. I know it's a little hard to read, but it does say the Harry Potter, and it's got a little mountain there in the background. Anyway, that just came in the mail. There's my stamp. Thanks for joining the stream, guys. Thanks even more if you thumb it up. We are just getting started. About to fire up the wheel. There we go. Let me clean off my head real quick. Some water. Where are we tuning in from, guys? Let me know in the chat. This is 210 San Antonio, Texas. Coming live at you Sunday morning. Where are we tuning in from, guys? I always forget to take my ring off. And it'll sit there and just skim on the pottery wheel. It's kind of hilarious, but yeah, I always forget. Okay, there's our center. Maybe we got just a very slight wobble here. So try to work that out. if you're just joining the stream, guys, what we're going to try to do is I just showed off some of my bowls I've been making. I don't think you guys can see the ones over here, but I've been working on vases and jars, and I just started working on bowls the other day. Just watched a couple of YouTube video tutorials, got inspired by MW Ceramics, a YouTube channel. And I watched a couple of bowl and plate tutorials, and I says, man, that doesn't look too tough, I can do that. And, you know, honestly, the hard part is, I mean, outside of keeping balance and keeping center, the hard part for me was the trim wheel, trying to carve an adequate foot. I did find to be a little difficult, but we learned and we moved on. Starting shape for our bowl. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, oh, cool pot. Thanks, Jude. Appreciate the chat, man. Hey, guys, thanks for thumbing up the stream for me also. We did just turn it on, and we're probably going to be out here for, I would say, 45 minutes to an hour. It'd be a minimum 45-minute stream, because I do want to make at least three bowls. So here, what we're going to do is we have roughly our center cup shape. I've already dug a well. The next step is going to be for us to stretch these walls a little taller before we fold our bowl shape outwards. And from MW Ceramics, I learned the bowl technique of opening it up this way. So that's how I am going to do that. But first, we do need to elevate our walls. So we're going to pinch, we're going to grab down low, nice and smooth, pull up. Lost our lubrication, so we're going to re-grip and restart. I love watching the clay stretch. For me, it's just like, it's the best part. It is absolutely the best part, watching the clay stretch. Oh man, we got 6 people up in here. Cool, man. Not a bad live stream. I've been trying to do some live streams basically every day this week. I've really made the extra effort to get in a live stream every day, and YouTube is so awesome, man. Not really. I am definitely not feeling the love. I feel the love from the crowd, but unfortunately the crowd is almost never here. So it's just what it is. We're not complaining. We're not complaining. We're just doing some pottery. Got a nice little shaker. So I do have some slight wobbling in these walls. So before I start to try to shake this too much more, what we're going to try to do is get some of that out. was very effective. That was extremely effective. I don't know if you guys saw that, but a lot of that wobble just came right out, especially down lower on the inside. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is let's spread her open. And we're going to spread it open and start to form our bowl shape. And on this step, I should probably remove this first. There we go. Just rip that off real quick. We're going to leave this a nice thick foot so we can carve that in a little bit later. And this is how we're going to shape our bowl. And when I pull this out, I'm not just leaning my hands down like this. I'm actually sweeping from the inside, and that's trying to press that rounded indentation on the inside of this vessel. That's what I'm actually trying to do right now. So I'm going to lean down. My thumbs are pushing in from the outside of the bowl. And once I get my bowl open, what I'm going to do is start to sweep it up like this. You can see my wobble here. I'm going to stabilize it a little bit. I really need to buy some new sponges, man. These are getting absolutely hammered. Definitely got a wobble here. Any questions or comments, man, let me know. All right. Let's go, YouTube. Let's go. Okay, so right now we're almost a complete V shape. What we're going to ultimately try to do is give us a nice rounded profile. There we go. I like how that just felt. This lip here, just a little bit. And I'm going to run the excess downwards back to the base, finishing the rounded profile right here. And set that foot recurved outward. Perfect. Perfect. Some balance here, try to stabilize it as best I can. This is getting extremely wobbly on me. It's about to fold over. We're making a plate. Damn it. Okay, this one's done. This one's done. This is beyond recovery. What we will try to do is preserve the clay. I'll see if I can't respin this. Right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fold it with as little air pockets as possible. We'll remesh it down. My clay got too wet, I do believe is what happened. The wobble plus the wetness of the clay ultimately just did us in. this. Nope, nope. Ah! Just going to try one quick shake in here, and if it collapses, it's okay. We will grab another ball of clay, and we will start this process over. Way off. Let's just go ahead and toss this. Well, let's go ahead and toss this one. What we'll do is we will set this right down here. We'll let that dry a little bit. Let that dry a little bit, and maybe we can try to refurb that tomorrow. All right, we got anybody up in this stream, fam? We do. We got 5 people. Hey man, that's awesome. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks even more for the one of you guys that did throw that up who just joined. I appreciate that. It's about 2 pounds. 2 pounds. So we are trying to make bowls, and we are going for. We're going for this. We're going for this. That's what we're going for. We just tried one, and we absolutely failed. They're not all winners, guys. They are not. And I am an amateur. This is practice. Let me know in chat, guys, where are we tuning in from? I do read all the chat, because I am a very small YouTube channel. We got about 5,000 subscribers, just under. We are a very small YouTube channel based out of San Antonio. Texas is in the house, baby. But let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I'm always curious where the audience is. Surprisingly, a lot of international audience. India, Germany, France, the Netherlands, which kind of to be an interesting demographic to be capturing, the Netherlands. I'm not quite sure how you guys find your way over here, but you do. And I think that's awesome. So thanks for joining the stream, guys. Plunging our well right now. We do have a nice center, so far balanced ball. We're going to leave about a half of an inch of thickness on the bottom here, and that's going to be what we're going to work with from the bottom of the bowl to the bottom of the foot, about that half inch. That in the face. Hope you guys didn't see that. Balance and trim. Push it to the bottom. Now we're going to go vertical. Smoothing, balancing. looks good. Now we're going to do this nice vertical bolt. Okay, I think I want to go just a touch higher, and then we're going to try to fold her open just a little higher. And we have a slightly uneven top lip. Before that wall gets out of control, we need to get rid of it. I just stabbed myself, fam. Just stabbed myself. I don't like that right there. See that? I don't like that. Get that out of there. Okay. Catch up on the shaft before we try to pull this open. Nothing going on in chat. Cool. We have one person left up in the stream. Alright. Here we go. The show goes on, whether it's for 1 or 100. It does not matter. Man, I feel like we're going right down the road we just did with our last rope. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't like the balance of this. I do not like the balance of this. A little better. It's a little better. We might be able to fix this. do need to trim our top lip though. Very nice, very nice. I like how that came out. Beautiful. Let me just correct that. I think we did. I think we did, fam. Let's swap the lip here. Nasty wobble. Nasty wobble in the center of the bowl. We should be able to get that out. Alright, I do like this bowl. Let me take a look at the chat. Okay, we got 5 people up in the stream. That's awesome. Okay, so earlier we failed on our first throw. So what I'm going to do here is I have too deep of an indentation in the very bottom center of my bowl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a technique that I've seen some expert potters use on YouTube. But basically what they're doing is we're just going to add a little clay here to our bottom center. Smash that down like so. And literally all we're doing is we're going to just add some mass, wet it down really good, get it to stick. And we'll just leave it bulky and chunky. And then we'll try to trim that out effectively to finish off our round bowl when we clean up this bowl. Probably tomorrow morning. I'd imagine it'd be tomorrow morning. It does take about, I'd say typically about 24 hours to dry. And I have a really good method for drying my pottery off of the bat heads. What I ultimately found was if you set your pottery vertical just like it is, overhead ceiling fan blowing air downwards on it, you'll always dry your lip really fast, which is fine. But once that lip is dry, what I've discovered is that that's when you want to flip it upside down, set it on the lip with the bat head facing upwards. And once that bat head is facing upwards, gravity helps the water drain from the bottom of your pot down towards the lip, and what that does is immediately starts to separate the bottom of your throw off of the bat head, so it just completely separates itself. So 24 hours drying vertically, flip it upside down, typically 4 to 6 hours it'll just completely separate off the bat head once it's sitting upside down. That's what I'm discovering anyway, but we're just learning a lot through trial and error on our own. We are not professional potters, we are hobby enthusiasts, okay? Now, do I watch the occasional professionals on YouTube? Of course I do. And I do try to pick up some tips and tricks and techniques. But you can see, here's our patch center. You can kind of see it right there, where it's not quite even. But otherwise, our patch center does look very good. That was a deep depression in the center that wasn't going to leave us enough room to cut our foot. Now we're good. This is going to clean up really nice. This is going to be a nice bowl when it's all said and done. So we're going to set that over here. We're going to let that dry. And we're going to prep our next throw. Thanks for tuning into the stream, guys. So, full disclosure, I don't know if you guys know how YouTube works when on the creator end, but basically, if you get people to click your thumbnail and join your stream, they like that. But typically that's not good enough in and of itself. They want to see people that stick around for at least a few minutes before they'll really promote your stream. But even then, when you're successful at doing that, they still want to see engagement. They want to see chat. They want to see thumbs up likes. They want to see interaction with the creator and the audience, with the audience and the audience. And you know what? I'm all for that, but I can't force your guys' hand. So again, if you guys aren't hitting me up in the chat, you're really not helping my stream out. You're just consuming it, which is great. That's what we're here for. But maybe do me a favor, throw me a bone, thumb up the stream. The likes are free, I hear. So if you could do me that solid, Pam, I would really appreciate that. And thank you, because I saw somebody just did that, so thank you. I do appreciate that. We're going to grab our next ball. Just dry my hands real quick. And 2 pounds of clay going down the hatch. Not even close, fam. Not even close. All right, here we go. Let's try that again. There we go. Like we knew what we were doing, fam. Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for leaving the stream. Bye, Felicia. It's all good. It's all good. It's the struggle of running vertical live. What happens is when you do your streams vertical live, they hit people with the browse feed. They hit people with the live shorts feed. So people watch it without clicking on the video, right? They doom scroll through my stream because I'm in vertical live. And what that does for me is it gives me exposure quickly. It gives me quick exposure. But typically your doom scrolling live feed viewers are only going to stick around for about 30 to 45 seconds before you lose their attention and they doom scroll on. So it's actually counterproductive because then YouTube looks at those statistics and they're like, hey man, you can't even keep people here watching. It's true. Because we live in 2026 and everybody has the attention span of a dead moth. It's unfortunate, but that's what the situation is. But hopefully, after a year and a half on YouTube, a year and 2 months of monetization, YouTube will be able to find the audience that's right for you. But I will tell you from firsthand experience, they have not. Not that I have no audience, it's just that they gatekeep you. You know, they want you to make as much free content for as long as possible with getting basically nothing in return. And then, I guess the whole idea of the thing is, you know, that time should be used to get better at YouTube, right? Which makes perfect sense. But then you get better at YouTube, right? You sit here and you just have a one-way conversation with yourself and a camera and the audience, just like I've been doing this whole time, trying to explain what you're doing, trying to be engaging, trying to keep the audience involved. Hey, hit me up in the chat, hit me up in the chat. But doom scroll. So that's just what it is, man. But if you made it this far, I do appreciate you joining the stream. Thanks for finding your way in here. And I hope you're enjoying watching the pottery. I love this. Just the mud in your fingers. I love it. I really do. We're making bowls, by the way. Beautiful. All right. Some water in here. So now I think what we're going to do, fam, we're going to go ahead and fold this vessel, we're going to go ahead and fold her open. Slightly uneven lip after that cut. That's interesting. Okay. Go ahead and fold her open. Just like this. That went fucking beautiful. Pardon the language, out of potty mouth. And a lifelong construction worker, high voltage electrician. That's just kind of how we talk to him. First, like sailors. I apologize. I try to keep it under wraps around the children. But I don't see any children up in this hill. Let's go, man. Anybody watch the Rousey Toronto card last night on Netflix? I fell asleep after Mike Perry absolutely smashed Nate Diaz. I fell asleep. I woke up at midnight and I was like, oh no, I missed the main event. And I pulled up the on-demand replay on Netflix, right? And I watched that main event, and I was like, oh, nice. I didn't even have time to wake back up yet. It's over. It is over. All right, I'm going to try one more wall pull. Pinching the rim right here. Smoothing out the top. Pinching the sides. What do we think, fam? Scale from 1 to 10. How do we like the second bowl? Second bowl down, fam. Hey, we got some chats going on. Eric, you hopping after this? You hopping on after this Battlefield 6? I'm assuming you're talking about Jace? What's the next piece? Amy, Amy, why don't you let me know in the chat what I'm making next? I'll make whatever you want, just per special request with Amy. Just don't say dinner plate. Don't say dinner plate. Anything but dinner plate, Amy. Let me know, let me know. Well, let's get a good look at this. Let me clean off the head real quick. And one more depression on the foot. There we go. All right, let's take a look at this piece up close. See how we did. Tell me how we did. I love it. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful bowl. Let me know in the chat. This is, I would say, a standard size cereal bowl. What would you pay for a super thick, heavy duty, handcrafted by the Harry Potter, fired, glassed, glazed bowl, cereal bowl? What would you pay for a set of 4 of these? Because that is my mission, is to make sellable, crafted goods. And I think 10 of 10. 10 of 10, you're very generous. Look at that round profile, though. That is beautiful. I love that. I love that. This might be my best bowl. I know I said that about the last one, but this might be my best bowl. Okay, let's get the wheel prepped. Next one. So the throwing process on a bowl, I've done about 8 bowls now in the last say roughly a week. My throwing time on these bowls is, I'm getting really fast at it. It's getting down to about 15 minutes. 15 minutes per bowl, roughly. And we are getting a lot better. Now, that being said, you guys did, if you were here at the beginning of the stream, you guys saw me do 3 bowls. 2 of them are over there on the floor. Once I get my hands clean, I'll show them. But you saw me fail the first one if you were here from the beginning. So I am not an expert. I am actually a layman. But this is what we just finished. We just finished this one. And that was our second attempt back here. And this one is a little bit deeper. It's a little more of a V profile down the side right here. Whereas this is more of a nice round orb shape. So I do much more prefer this profile than that profile. But also look at the difference in thickness on our walls. I mean, we're still a solid we're a quarter-inch thick on these walls. Over here, we're closer to 3/16, I would say. Now, come show you, oh, by the way, this is a firing batch number 1. This is mostly everything that came out of the first firing. This is mostly it. By the way, this is one of my favorite pieces I've made right here. I call it the potion jar because it's got that red terracotta color to it, but it's, kind of got some mass to it. It's a little heavy. But I call it the potion jar. Shout out to anybody familiar with some Diablo 2, Diablo 1 back in the day on PC. $60, yeah. I think that's reasonable. $60 for a set of 4 bowls, finished, trimmed, glazed. Reasonable. Real quick, what do we think? I love that one. I love that one. And I have a vase that I made just like this. I have a vase that I made just like this, except it's literally that big. It is tiny. It is tiny, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But we are working on bowls, guys. There's Big Boy. There is the other 2 that are already trimmed. Here is 2 more that will be drying today. And if you weren't here earlier, what I said was we're going to let these dry for 24 hours under a ceiling fan. And then I'll take those bat heads and I'll flip them upside down and I'll put them rimmed down on the table. After sitting rimmed down, they will separate off the bat head themselves from the drying process. Okay, let me get the camera back in place here and we are going to start another one. Diablo Immortal, not 1 and 2. Okay, but on Diablo Immortal, I'm assuming those health potions probably look the same. Maybe you can let me know in chat, Jace, does the Diablo Immortal health potions look anything like that red terracotta bottle I was just talking about? Let me know. I'm going to show you guys the surface of my wheel real quick before we get started on this next one. These are my bat pins, and they are number 12 Phillips head bolts, okay? Number 12 Phillips head bolts. These are 9 inches center to center, and that is what the bolt pattern is on my bat heads that I bought. These 12-inch bat heads right here. Flip them over, 9 inches center, 9 inches center, okay? To buy a bat head with these pins pre-installed gets significantly expensive, whereas these are just 2 bolts out of a container in my garage that I just threaded and tapped it. Just some basic construction skills. Please put a shirt on. You look like those homosexual witches bad. Okay. Thank you for the tip, Elysium Cats. You can go fuck yourself, okay? I do not need you in my stream, nor do I need you to tell me how to spin clay with or without a shirt on. Now, if you're asking me why I'm not wearing a shirt, it's because clay stains fabrics, which clearly you're not aware about. Now, what do most people do when they throw pottery? They wear an apron, okay? Do I have an apron? No, I do not. Am I going to buy an apron? No, I am not. Elysium Cats, Go fuck yourself. Get off my string. If a shirtless 40-year-old dad bod man offends you, you've come to the wrong place, man. I'm sorry, and I don't mean to be a jerk, but you're being a dick in the chat, so please go fuck yourself. Get out of here. Thank you. Thank you. Any constructive chats, please hit me up. I think somebody's honestly maybe just a little bit jealous that when they're 40, they're not looking like this, fam. Wow, kind of mean, not gonna lie. Yeah, he is. He's a bit of a bitch. He, she, honestly, I don't know. But bear with me here, fam. We're gonna get some more clay together. We're gonna spend something, I don't know. A bowl, a vase. Let's go for something big, huh? You guys wanna go for a tall vase? And when I say tall, I mean maybe like 12 inches would probably be my max. I'm not very skilled. I'm a very much apprentice potter. It's pretty mean, not gonna lie. Yeah, pretty mean. Pretty mean. What you'll find, Jace, if you ever get into YouTube, is the internet is absolutely like the center of judgment, hypocrisy, bitch made, crybabies. Basically, people that are comfortable with their own skin, they'll put themselves on this side of the camera, and oftentimes the people that aren't put themselves on that side of the camera and keyboard, and they sit there and just talk shit. Not everybody, of course, but tends to be the pattern. You can't fucking shame me, dude. You can't bully me. I'm 40 years old. I've lived a life already. I see the world for what it is. You can't shame me. I just grabbed at least 2.5 pounds of clay. I think it's probably 3. When I was in high school, I started doing pottery in Advanced Art 2. Advanced Art 2, Advanced Art 3. As a sophomore and junior in high school. Centering for everybody was always the toughest part of picking it up. Oh, we got some more chat from the guy who's talking shit. Let's see. Oh, okay, I was going to tell you about Bible, but that's good then. I'll pray for you and leave. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Felicia. Go find you another live streamer to harass. All right? I'm here for your entertainment, not for your barbs and arrows. Go fuck yourself. Get out of here. Thank you. And by the way, I like the Bible. I do. Maybe you should try to follow it. Honestly. Like, honestly. Fam, she really came in here to talk shit about me not wearing a shirt. Like, you joined my stream. Alright? Let me know what we want to make. We got 3 pounds of clay on the table. Are we going vase? Are we going bowl? We just did a couple bowls. I wouldn't mind doing at least one more bowl. But at the same time, if the chat wants to see a vase, I want to try to do a vase. Okay? So please, you got 20 seconds. I'm going to get up and check the chat. Let me know in the chat, what does the crew want to see? Eli Siam Cats. Okay, Eli Siam Cats. Yeah, alright. You're bitch made, boy. Leave. You know, my wife says that I'm getting a lot of female subscribers because I'm throwing with no shirt on. Says maybe. I said maybe. What is it to you? My art teacher used to be able to do this. Holy shit, I just did that. I just did that successfully for the first time ever. I've tried that a dozen times. Every time I stab the bottom of my pot, I get pulled into the center. It's kind of funny. It's true. But I remember my art teacher used to be really good at that. Shout out Mr. Dion. Homeboy literally came in here and tried to embarrass and shame me about not wearing a shirt. Bro, when you're 40, I hope you have abs like this. Go fuck yourself. Before you misunderstand what I'm saying, I'm not sitting here shirtless to show off my 40-year-old dad bod and abs, okay? I'm sitting here shirtless because I don't want to stain my clothes. And I'm trying to minimize laundry for my wife. Alright? That is the only reason. I am not an egomaniac. I do not think that I look exceptionally gorgeous or anything like that. But what I'm not going to do is be bullied by a random fucking stranger on the internet who won't put themselves on camera. Ain't happening, fam. Vase? Vase. Vase it is. Let's go. Are you making a pot or a vase? We're going to try to make a vase. Ha ha ha. What is that guy saying? Ban him or something. You look good. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hopefully you're a chick. Oh, you just said vase. Yeah, well, I left it up to the chat. I left it up to the chat, but then nobody participated. Because there's like 5 people in here. It's fine. People want to be shy. That's okay. Maybe they should spend more time with their shirt off. We're going to try it. We're going to try a vase. And everything I do on the pottery wheel is just a try. There's nothing that's ever guaranteed. If you were here earlier in the stream, you saw me already fail the first bowl of the day. We did end up with 2 successful bowls, so that was nice. But yeah, the first one is sitting right here. This is my first bowl that I made today. It's right here. We're going to dry that out, and we're going to try to recycle that clay to another for tomorrow. Thanks for joining the stream, though. Appreciate that. Thanks for the chats. Pulling walls up. And now we need to get this wall out. pulling walls up. Okay. Nice looking cylinder. Yeah, I'd say we're about 6 inches tall. So we've got quite a ways still to go before we get to the height we want. That ripped right there. That doesn't look good. I don't like that. Let's see if we can fix that. Not bad, not bad, not bad. All right. Our walls are really thick right here in the middle. We're gonna try to get this stretched out a little bit more. What I'd like to do is get this thing about a foot high. Right now we're about 6 inches, so we need about another 6 inches right about here. That's where we want to be. Once we get it here, we'll start to add a little bit of shape to it. And now, when you're making a vase and you get your height on your vertical cylinder, walls, etc., what happens is it shrinks downward, right? Because you push the walls out, you make it wider. All that clay's got to go somewhere. It goes down. So don't be disappointed if we do get a 12-inch tall cylinder, but we finish with an 8-inch tall vase, because that would just always coning my top lip inward at the top of the pole. Always, always, always. I don't see real professional potters do their vertical poles and stretching like this, but I sure like to. I sure like to do my vertical stretching as I'm smoothing everything out and bringing it back to a consistent diameter. I like to give it a nice pull upwards as I pinch it inwards, and that does stretch the cylinder vertically. Not much, but you do get some vertical pull. So right here we're about 7 inches. All that work we just did, we got about 1 more inch of elevation. And I don't know if you guys can see, but I do have some nice vase shapes over here in the background. Let me set the camera real quick. Yep, you can't. Okay, so right there, that's kind of a V-shaped vase here. It kind of just V's out and then collars back in with the collar out. Here you got the same type of thing, but just with the smaller collar. The one I wanted you to see is right. It's up higher. It's right there. That shape, that third one there, that's kind of what we're going for. Eight inches now. Height is such a struggle for me. As you can see, it's a lot of work with oftentimes minimal payoff. It's not anything to do with anything except for my lack of ability and technique. So full disclosure, I mean, this is no professional potter. Just somebody who's getting back into a childhood hobby, that's all. So please, don't mistake me for an expert. I'm not trying to pretend to be. I'm just trying to have some fun, and maybe we can all learn a little something together. Anybody watch the Rousey fight last night? Anybody? Let me know in chat. Anybody watch the Rousey fight? Yes or no? Yes or no? Netflix MVP MMA card. Seven-second submission, Ronda Rousey, armbar Gina Carano in 7 seconds, guys. It was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. All right. Lost Candle, thanks for the chats. I really appreciate that. Where's everybody tuning in from? We're coming at you live from San Antonio. Shirtless and live from San Antonio. These pottery heads are 12 inches. We're 2 inches past center. Tells me we are 8 inches, roughly. We're roughly 8 inches right now. It's pretty good height. And I still got good wall thickness, but I'm a little wider here at the base than I'd really like to be. Wrong tool, wrong tool. There we go. Go. There we go. Nine inches, about 9 inches. And I see a ripple. I see a ripple in here. I don't know how this is going to go, guys. So again, if we look at our different vase profiles and we clean up my hands, I'll put a couple on the shelf in the back. Thanks for joining the stream. Oh, you found your way back here, man. You found your way back here, Eli. Please go away. Was gonna say sorry, so came back, but then he says ban me. I was not trying to be rude, only help you. But he says you look good and looks like Manwich says a lot about both of you. Bye, freaks. All right, thanks for that comment, Eli. Thanks for coming back to the stream, and thank you even more for leaving the stream, you fucking chump. I am just clean my hands real quick and put a couple of these vase shapes display for you guys to see while we try to spin one. Okay. I know these are going to be hard to see right there, so. There we go. So hopefully you guys can see. This is beautiful. I love this shape. It's just simple. It's hourglass. I love this shape. Hi, Angie. How you doing? Thanks for the chats. But this is probably my favorite profile, followed up by this. Now, I'm not talking about my favorite vase. What I'm talking about is the profile. You're talking about just the hourglass shape, the top lip to the mid to the bottom proportions. That's all we're really talking about here. And I really like this shape. This is more of a traditional thin hourglass profile. That's a lot easier to do. This is going to be a little bit more difficult, but not much. These, where it's going to V and then slight cone in, those are, I think, difficult to make look nice. That top lip, it just, meh, it doesn't do anything for me. This one here is basically that exact same profile as this, except for the top lip collapsed and I skinned it off. And I'm going to make a recessed lid for that. I really like this one. I really like this one. It's simple, it's smooth, and it's easy. So hey, we got us a nice tall cylinder right here. We got us a nice tall cylinder. We're sitting at about 9 inches, maybe a little taller than 9 inches. And I would love, love, love to do a simple vase profile just like that. So it's a narrow V up with a pinched collar that isn't too short as it comes back out. If I can't do that, we're gonna go for that one right there, that small one, that slim trim hourglass shape, okay? So let's see what we can do. And I know it looks like we're really far into this project. We are, but at the end of the day, we're nowhere near out of the woods yet, guys. This could collapse any moment. So please, spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. Hey, by the way, shout out. Anybody know what that is? Anybody know what that is? All right? That's how Eli knows he would get his fucking ass whooped if he tried me. Okay? I was third place state wrestling champion once upon a time. Once upon a time. Many moons ago. So I'm gonna go internal. I wanna pinch the bottom tight, and then I'm gonna go internal, and I'm gonna start pushing from the inside out, right around in here. So first thing we're gonna do, pinch the bottom in. I think I'm gonna try a rib, wooden rib for stability. Let's try this. How's our profile so far? We like this? What's my odds of success, you guys? 1 to 10. How confident are we feeling about this project? Is it going to turn out? Are we going to have a usable piece? Or are we about to bite the dust? Sponge, 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 where'd you go? There you are. Now we're going to go inside, widen this here. We do have to get our hand in here. Stopping there, collaring in, very carefully here. We are in danger. I know you guys can see this obvious bulge. We do have to get that worked out. How'd we do? How'd we do? We're getting there.
Thanks so much, guys, for joining the stream this morning. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate you finding your way in here. Appreciate all the chats, too, guys. Thank you so much for the support against the D-bag that wanted to criticize me. Appreciate that. That gentle, God-fearing man that joined my stream twice just to talk shit. Really got to get this lip trimmed before it does something it's not supposed to do. In there and push this out a little bit, but I know as soon as I do, this one's done. We're gonna struggle. Okay, here goes nothing, guys. Here goes nothing. This is gonna make or break it right here. All the way in. You dare. I don't know. That just took a completely different shape. I compressed the top too much. And this is what we're left with. We're going to have to definitely cut that, and we're not getting the vase shape that we want, guys. Sorry. Amateur. Amateur. I'm going to try to comb this in one more time, and then I'll cut. Clay's getting too wet. Clay's too wet. Clay's too wet. If I could smooth this out, I could probably still work this hourglass shape here and come up with a project that I could still be proud of. Man, we're getting shorter, fam. I'm really trying over here. I know it doesn't look like it, but I am really trying. It's okay. Failure is just all part of the experience. Jeez Louise, we're struggling over here. Who wanted to make a vase this morning? Whose idea was this? I wanted to make bowls, guys. Struggle bussing. We're struggle bussing. Okay. Okay, let's cut this off. Cut this off. We do have some nice thickness here still, so we can maybe still make something. That's kind of cool, right? I mean, that's kind of cool. I know it's not big, I know it's not grand, fam. Sorry, but I keep thinking about this lost candle. Oh man, this Eli guy, man, he is a problem. What I'm not gonna do is take the time out of this session and go ban this guy. This tool bag over here. I will let him take his lumps in chat. I'm not one for censorship, if I'm just being honest with you, fam. Lies can never stand in the light of day, but the truth every time will. That is just my own philosophy, my own creed. So again, I do not censor. I'm not a fan. Why would I want to censor Eli? Such a sweet doctor, man. I don't want to censor him. Hey, Eli. How old are you, bro? How old is Eli? Eli Cyan Cats. How old are you, fam? Old enough to know better than to be a douchebag? Clearly not. Alright, let's see if we can't trim the collar. Hope this one good. Booyah! Booyah! Let me wash my hands, fam, and we can get a. Fix that. Let me wash my hands after this, and we'll try to get some close-up shots of this so you guys can kind of see the profile a little better. Thank you, Elias. That's totally gonna make me religious. Oh, Lost Candle, you're cracking me up. You're cracking me up, Lost Candle. You're funny. Let's go. Where's our smoothing tool? The reality is, guys, if you're ever going to be on YouTube or just the internet in general, right? If you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen. That definitely stands. If you can't deal with the under the bridge trolls like Elias, whatever the fuck his name is, don't really care. But if you can't handle personalities that are like that, just egomaniacal D-bags. Again, you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen. What you're looking at, Elias, is a 40-year-old man who's lived a life, who's made himself a small fortune, who's retired before he was 40, and could give exactly zero fucks what you think about how I look without a shirt on. I won't tell you my age to the internet. You think I'm stupid? I'm 40 years old. You could be 12. You probably are. I'm 40 years old. Why would I care if anybody knows how old I am? Is it something that I should be ashamed of, Elias? I'm not quite sure what your point is. Why don't you share your age with people on the internet? I'm just curious. Like, what's your worry? Somebody's gonna Google you? Who's the 40-year-old guy named Elias? What the fuck? Kinda dumb, bro. Kinda dumb as fuck. Kinda dumb as fuck. But you do you, man. I'm just here to do me. I'm here trying to just have a good time with my audience. You do you, bud. I do find it interesting that you left and you came back 20 minutes ago. And here you are, still up in there. I do wonder why. I do wonder what you're trying to gain out of this. Hey, Eli. How's my vase? I know it's small. I know it's not perfect, but it's just a little jar. I like it. I think it looks cool, and I think it's going to trim up really nice, guys. Yeah. Cats are not common in my country, but they are friends around the world. Cats are fucking gross, dude. I hate cats. I fucking hate cats. Just because you have one in your profile. No, honestly, I hate cats. I really do. I hate cats. Let me tell you why. Tell you exactly why I hate cats. But I'm going to monologue it like this. Oh, it's a beautiful hair day. Beautiful hair day. Oh my gosh, Eli. I didn't comb my hair before I went live on the internet. Fucking idiot. Anyway,
Why I hate cats, Eli, is simply this. Of her own, right? I have birds. I have two pairs, and I have an outside cage, and I have an inside cage. The inside cage sits by the back door. The outside cage sits on the back patio. Every time I hear my birds squawking, squawking, squawking when they're outside, I go outside and guess what's there? One of my neighbor's fucking cats sitting outside my bird cage, trying to figure out how to get the fuck in so he can eat my parrots, okay? And every time I chase them off, and it pisses me off because they are just the absolutely most intrusive pet a person can own. You own a hamster, it stays in its cage. You own a bird, it stays in its cage. You own a dog, it stays in the yard. Cats go wherever the fuck they want, and it's annoying, bro. It's annoying. I didn't buy a cat because I don't want cats. All my neighbors have cats. They're always in my front and my backyard, and it drives me crazy. So, cat person, please, go fuck yourself. And yeah, I know, my hair sucks, but I'm 40 years old and I don't give a fuck what you think, bro. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that you're so vain, fam. I think it's absolutely funny. Maybe one day you'll grow up and you realize nobody gives a fuck what you look like. Nobody cares. You're just another person. There's billions and billions of us. You're very insignificant. You are just but an ant in the colony, and nobody cares about you, all right? And I'm not trying to be mean. Nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about any of us, all right? So quit hating on each other, please. Thank you. Words of wisdom, my friend. Fucking let it sink in. Who wants to see me spin one more? One more spin? I want to make another bowl, guys. The objective was to make 3 bowls. I want to make another bowl. I'm having fun on the stream. We got some cool chats. We met some cool people, man. Candlebox, I think it was Candlebox, right? Candlebox, you're awesome, man. I really appreciate you. And I also, I just saw Angela Thunder join this stream. I don't know if you guys know, but if you're new to the channel, Angel of Thunder is also new to the channel. He's only been around a couple days. But I had recently made some different content, to say the least. Just to maybe spread a little wisdom, spread a little knowledge. I'm an idiot, so what do all the idiots like to do? They like to think they're smarter than they are. Yeah, I'm no exception, okay? And I recently just made some different branded content on my channel, and I met a new subscriber. His name is Angel of Thunder. And Angel of Thunder, by the way, don't give me any donations. I don't need it. $5, $10, $20 might make a big difference to any of you in the audience. To me, it makes absolutely no difference. Not because I'm rich. I am definitely not rich. You don't need to know my finances, but I am definitely not rich. I am a working stiff. I am a 22-year construction worker. But what I'm trying to say is, love you, bro. I love you, bro. Thank you, Angel. What I'm trying to say is thank you so much for those donations yesterday, Angel. But please, in the future, please refrain. Because the vast majority of people out there need it much more than me. So again, please refrain from donating to this YouTube channel. If I make any money on this YouTube channel, it will be from advertising revenue, because I'm already monetized. And that'll be good enough for me, man. Just taking my ad revenue. $5 a month, $3 a month. That is plenty fine for me. All right, let's cut up some clay. This is going to be the last throw of the day. Real quick, let's just go over what we did make. We made some bowls. I made 2 bowls. And we made this little mini vase. This mini vase was way up here, and then it collapsed a couple times. And that's what we ended up with, was a salvaged little smaller vase. But I actually like it. I think it looks really cool. Look at how much mud I just be flinging in here. It's just mud flinging. Look how messy my poor garage is. This is my camera stand right here. So it's my trimming wheel table, 5-gallon bucket, a homemade wooden bat, wedding ring. Somebody does love Eli. Would you believe it? All right, let's get one more throw in. And we're not going to go for a large bowl.
I try not to do anything too large, guys, because I'm just not very good. And I don't want to get overly zealous thinking I'm better than I am and waste a bunch of product. The product is not expensive. This bag you see right here, this is a 25-pound bag of clay. This is really high quality stuff. It's called beeswax. But that only runs about $23 per 25 pounds. It's literally 95 cents a pound. It's not expensive, okay? But every throw you've seen has been a minimum 2 pounds of clay, so it's a couple bucks. So every ball of clay you see me plant down here on the table is the equivalent to the income monthly of my YouTube channel. For perspective. Woo! Yes, we're hot. Yes, we're sweaty. Not even close. Damn it. Do better. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, this is a bowl. I know it doesn't look like a bowl, but this is gonna maybe be a bowl, fam. Stick around, because I'm getting better at bowls. You stick around, we should be done in just a few minutes. Maybe 10? 10 minutes, we should be done with this deal. Not a race, but this just seems to be about what I've been doing. Okay, here we go. Anybody seen the Michael Jackson movie? My wife is going out there here in a couple hours with her sister. I'm gonna go watch that Michael Jackson movie. Michael, I'm not a fan. Never was, so not really interested. But I heard the movie was good, and I'm a fan of history, is what I am, and I know that Michael Jackson felt a certain way about a certain community of hat-wearing people, small hat-wearing people. Michael Jackson was not a fan. Why? Because they owned all the record labels that were pimping him. Sony, that was kind of a big one. High levels of concentration. Sorry. I wish I was better at this, man. I've seen people that just, they do this without even thinking. And they can repeat processes and dimensions with just, without even trying. I wish, man. I hope I get so much better at this. I really do. I do love it. Okay, bowl. We're making a bowl. Let's go ahead and dig our well. You know what? Let me get caught up in the chat. Maybe I'll have something to talk about.
Yo! Hey, keep up the good work. All right, thanks, Angel. How long have you been doing pottery for? Great question, Lost Candle. Pottery's been going on. Oh, Harley is up in here. Hey, Harley, man. Hope you're having a great day, brother. I appreciate you, man. I really do. Harley's been a long-time channel subscriber, guys. He's basically been with me from the beginning, over a year now. And Harley just recently had 2 strokes and was in the hospital. He's also a very accomplished dude. He writes books, and I haven't read them, but I'm sure they're probably good. Look up online. I forget the title of the specific book I was looking at, Harley, but I do remember. I can even see the cover art in my head. It was
Alien and a Girl, if I remember right. Hey, tell me a little bit about your book that you wrote. I know it's probably not just the one, but maybe you can tell me a little bit about it, Harley. Give us something to talk about in this chat, man. Thinking my well. How long have I been doing pottery? That's a great question. Lost a candle. I started when I was 16 in Advanced Art 2 class as a sophomore. Yeah, sophomore. Sophomore in high school. And I did it also as a junior in high school. So I had about 2 years of art class where every week I got to spend about a full day of art class on the pottery. To where I could make like functional small pots. Like I could make stuff like this, right? Like I could make functional small little vase-shaped pots, nothing crazy. But that was much more than most of the other high school students could do. So was I advanced? In my class I was advanced, but I was never good. There was one kid in my high school, his name was Nate, and Nate was a phenom potter. And Nate was the guy that would be like, hey man, I'm really struggling with this, it's about to collapse, can you save me? And Nate would just, there you go, bro. And I'm like, bro, can I put my name on that? That was Nate. Nate was very talented. And I highly doubt Nate ever followed it up professionally. It's probably just a hobby for him. But Nate was very talented, and he could spin vases. When he was 17, Nate could spin vases. He made us a bong. He made us a bong in art class. And for me and my friends, and Nate was awesome, bro. But I've been doing this for a month and a half. I've been doing pottery for a month and a half, right? So I started it in high school. Was not any good, never developed any skill. But as an adult, I took my wife to a pottery class one time on the Air Force Academy, Colorado Springs. Shout out if you never know, but I lived out there for, gosh, how long? I lived in Colorado Springs 7 years. Me and my wife did on the Air Force Academy base housing right next to the Air Force Falcons football stadium, baby. And they had, what was it called? Like, not outdoor rec, but they had like an arts and crafts workshop, and they had a couple pottery wheels. Me and my wife, we signed up for it when I was like 21. And we did just, it was like 3 classes. It wasn't a lot. But we did 3 classes of pottery, and it was basically like throw a pot, trim a pot, glaze a pot. That was basically the process. And I made a really cool pot that I really liked. And my wife made a very simple pot, but she had fun. So that was when I was 21. I spun 1 pot, and then I had a blast. And I just knew, hey, one of these days, when I can afford it, I'd love to get my own pottery set up. And I guess the drawback was always the space, the price of the pottery wheels. I mean, $500 to $1,000 typically. But the kiln is the worst part. Well, what I ultimately decided is, man, today I got this wheel for $135. It's super affordable today, right? China's making all this stuff super cheap. You can buy this pottery wheel, the brand is Vevor, V-E-V-O-R, Vevor. You can buy these online on Amazon right now for $135. Now, you'll need a couple other things, don't get me wrong, but you could spend $200, $250 and you could get started. But what you will have to do is anything you want cooked, you're going to have to take to a local ceramics store and pay for kiln space. You could fire all of this that you see in the background, you could fire all these pots for about $25. So it's very affordable. Much more affordable than spending $1,500 or so on a kiln and then learning how to operate it. Okay, I'm going to do another vertical wall pull, and then we're going to get ready for the opening of our bowl.
checking up on the chat, guys. No, I'm not a Christian. It is a option-based. Yes, it is an option-based novel. I do remember that. Okay, but that's not an answer to my question. Bible is BS. I'm gonna let you guys have that conversation. I have my own opinions on the matter. I am a God-fearing man, but I do believe man makes a lot of stories, and I will leave it at that. I like to call God, I like to just call it the universe, man. Yeah. You're gonna leave in half an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be done here in hopefully about 10 minutes. Love you. That's my beautiful wife. Maybe one day, Eli, you'll find a woman that loves you for who you are. By the way, Harley, don't feel compelled to feed the bridge troll. He's been in here just trying to disrupt the stream for a while now. I'm pretty sure it's because I made some anti-tiny hack content the other day on stream, so pretty sure I've been being targeted. Wobble out. Hey Harley, would you ever be interested in receiving some of my artwork? Let me know in chat, bro. I'd be happy to send you something. I'll send you something, you send me a copy of your book. How would that sound? Huge wobble in the rim. Huge wobble in the rim. So what I'm considering is, do I try to get that out with the needle like I just tried, which I think made it worse, or do I try to recover it on the trimming wheel? I'm not sure. Let's see. Is it a wobble or is it just thin right here? It's hard to say. Definitely got a weak wall. Definitely got a weak wall right here.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's a lot of trim wheel work, if I'm being honest. I think I'll just probably wreck it. We'll try an aggressive correction. I expect this to not work, and then we'll just Hulk smash it.
Right. You afraid to answer? I'm in TTH. What? HOD. Asked if you liked or not. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. That's cool. You guys do you.
Hey Harley, did you catch the Netflix MMA card last night? Just curious. And Harley, I think you're probably right in that you could remove religion from man and probably resolved a lot of the conflict in human history. I'm a firm believer in that, my friend. Too many people have been killed in the name of God. For God, He so much loved His greatest creation, right? That He made them kill each other for thousands of years. It's fucking wild. Pretty wild. It's all good though, man. I try to be respectful of different cultures. And certainly, what do I know? I mean, I'm an idiot. We're still trying to salvage this. We are still trying to form a bowl. Last attempt. Oh, it's going to be a tiny bowl. It's too thin. It's too something. Hey Eli, you're my biggest fan. Hey, rate my pottery skills 1 to 10, bruh.
And remember, any of you that ever want to get into being a YouTuber yourself, remember you're always going to have these faggots like Eli up in here trying to crush your pride. Remember, don't ever let a shitty ass fool like Eli get to you. You gotta have thick skin, fam. Here we are. We made another bowl. This is definitely the worst bowl of the morning, but it is a bowl, and the proportions are roughly correct. But here we go. This is the much better stuff. Much better stuff. I don't know if you can read that. It says the Harry Potter. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's a couple other examples. I like the triangular outward foot. It's also carved hollow. I don't know if you guys can, I don't know if you can tell, but it is carved hollow, that triangular angled foot. These came out really nice. I do like these. That's a nice little vase. Nothing too crazy. It's got good size. And I'm going to take that down to for the next firing batch. I'm going to take these two pieces. I'm going to take all my bowls, that little vase there. But here's my stamp. Here's my stamp. The Harry Potter fam. Anyways, thanks you guys so much for joining the stream. We've been live for 2 hours, and a few more people just joined in. Hey, thanks guys. That's my ugly mug. And yeah, that's all clay in my beard. I apologize. We were into it this morning, and give you guys a brief rundown of the studio real quick. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. I thought the Harry Potter was a pretty clever name personally, because bro, kind of a hairy dude. You should see my ass, by the way. It's really hairy. Kind of a hairy dude, and I was like, you know what? Maybe people might find that funny. and people might actually watch an amateur potter if I could at least make them laugh a little bit. So that was the idea, and I decided to stick with it. And yeah, man, we're eventually going to get to where I get enough of these pieces fired, glazed, and I'm going to be opening up a pottery store on my YouTube channel. This isn't no paid plug or anything, but just FYI, if that's something that you guys are ever into, we are going to be selling basically everything you see here and everything that I make in the future. Everything will be up for sale. And we are going to be starting our little pottery store on this YouTube channel. And yeah, that's the goal. We're not going to be doing it to make money. We're going to be doing it to pay for the hobby, right? Because all of this costs money. It all costs money. Anyway, fam, thank you so much for joining the live stream. It's 2 hours deep, and I've had enough. My wife's getting ready to go watch the Michael Jackson movie, so I'm going to go tag her out, and I'm going to watch the kids. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. One more time. This is what we made. And then that one is still on the wheel. So we got 3 bowls. 3 bowls this morning. 1 small vase that I really do like the profile of. This is a unique profile. I've never made one with this shape. And we'll get that trimmed up tomorrow. We'll get all of these trimmed up tomorrow. And we'll have some more bowls for the collection, guys. But thank you very much for tuning in. You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here, fam. See you later.